Welcome to Books and Things. As usual, we've got an exciting show tonight, and it's going to be my pleasure to introduce you to Mayor Keith Hedrick, Mayor of the City of Groton.
Hi,
Welcome,
Tom.
Keith.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
And, I've had Marion on so many times, and,
Yep.
and I said, well, I got to have you on because I would be ruining a continuation. And now, how long have you been involved in the City of Groton?
I was the deputy mayor for 2 years before this, and then for about 7 years before that, I was a counselor on the City of Groton.
Oh, cool. So you know what's going on over
So
there.
I've been involved for a long time, and I was involved with commissions and committees and ad hoc committees for probably 15 years or so before that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I love the City of Groton. It's a great place.
It is a nice place, and it's small.
It is.
Well, it's got a lot of power.
3.2 square miles is what it really is. We have about 10,000 citizens there.
Yeah.
And but it's a great place. We got a lot of diversity over there, and lots of great things to do. We have the beaches and the parks. It's wonderful.
And you get all the big money stuff, like
Well-
Pfizer and EB and...
Right. We do have Pfizer and we do have EB there. With our tax base, we're approximately 30 to 34% of the tax base for the whole town of Groton.
Wow.
So that is a good thing.
Yeah.
But we're also trying to grow our smaller businesses, economic development with the smaller shops and things like that, and we're working on that as well. Because Pfizer has cut back. EB is growing now. They're getting ready to grow several thousand people. They're almost going to be to the heyday of back in the 1990s.
Yeah.
So,
It's, what is it, 26 subs they're building?
yep, they're building the Virginia-class submarine, and then later on, they will be building the Ohio replacement, which is the Columbia-class submarine.
That's cool. And it's good to see that they're pumping some money in the area.
It is.
And because we don't want to lose EB
No, we don't.
or the sub base.
Right. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with a BRAC anytime soon. But if we do, we've went through 2 of those in the past, and we've gotten through them.
Yeah.
And if we have to do that again, we're more diversified at the base. I think we have a stronger support of the submarine base in what we're doing, and with electric boat being tied together. I think we're in a stronger position this year than we were several years ago.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Now, you have a slight accent, and that's from where?
You're right. I'm not from here. I originally grew up in North Carolina.
Oh.
And
See, that's a Carolina.
exactly. Right out of high school, I joined the Navy. I turned 18, joined the Navy, and the Navy is what brought me here the first time. I was here from 1987 to 1990, and I was teaching at submarine school. I was teaching quality assurance, and during that time, I was able to get my undergraduate degree completed, and I worked on my MBA. I finished my MBA, and then I was enlisted then. I was a nuclear trained machinist mate, and I received my commission through the limited duty officer program. And then to top that off, when I left, I just got married.
Oh, not kidding.
So all those things happened in the 3 years I was here.
You have to, as a kid growing up in the area, I hated the Navy.
Yep.
Mainly because they kept coming into town and taking all the girls.
Well, and the Navy sometimes has gone through cycles where they got a good reputation, a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Some people don't fully understand what the Navy brings. Some people see the Navy as coming in and flooding their school systems and then leaving and things like that. But the Navy is a tremendous asset.
Oh,
here.
it is.
And their schools.
And it brings people like you in.
It does. It brings great people to this area, and people will stay.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's a great area.
It is. And it's one of the reasons it is a good area because of the influx of people who have lived at all the other places and bring the ideas in.
Sure.
Which is a good thing. And now I don't care about the Navy. I mean, I like the Navy. It's fine.
Well, like I
They're
said,
not a threat to me anymore.
well, the Navy's growing. Well, exactly. The Navy's growing as well, and they're doing the things that they can do. Captain Paul Whitescarver down there is doing a great job on the base, and there's a program, joint land use study, that the town of Groton, the city of Groton, New London, the base, electric boat, we're all involved in, and surrounding communities are involved in. The COG, Council of Governments, are involved in on how we can better be a region, how we can regionalize, and we're supporting each other more in cooperation and not in competition.
That's great. I see in today's paper they've decided that railroad thing you're going to go through all the towns. Not such a good idea.
Well, we looked at it in the city and in the town of Groton and decided it wasn't good for us because of where it was going to go through. And we got together with other places, Westerly, Stonington, New London, and all fought it. And as a result, it got shot down. So that's actually good news for us.
They're going to take out Old Mystic Village.
I know.
The back half.
Exactly.
What would you have left? Nothing.
Right. They were just going to come right through, and they never really gave it a lot of thought. They just started doing points and drew the lines to the point and didn't look at how it was going to affect the host communities.
Bunch of trees. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we know how beautiful they keep their railroad tracks. And so now we'd have a patch like that running right through the middle of the state. But now I'm glad that has been resolved. I know that you're doing the farmers market again.
We are. We just started this Tuesday.
Yep.
Cindy Berry was there, the
I was
farmers
supposed
market.
to be there, but I couldn't make it.
Oh, we got to get you down there next Tuesday then.
No, Tuesday after.
Oh, the Tuesday after. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get you the Tuesday after. We're going to be down there. It's from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
And we have more vendors and different vendors than we had last year. But we are looking for additional vendors. So if there are vendors that want to come in, we have revised our ordinances a little bit to be more inclusive so more vendors can come in. We have, you have farmers obviously, but we also have, so you have fruits and vegetables and flowers, but you also have milks and meats and soaps and other handmade products that are brought in. It really is tremendous. Now, one other thing, the grant ends this year, so we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And the grant just subsidizes the farmers a little bit because, if they're here at this farmers market, which is important, that means they're not out doing their primary job and things like that. So there's a little subsidies. I mean, it's not a lot, but the farmers market helps us in the city because we had been identified as a food desert, and so the farmers market helps. And also, we work with the United Way with a mobile food pantry on the fourth Friday of the month down at St. John's Christian Church so that people that have a need for food, we can give them breads and vegetables, and sometimes we have meat products and things like that they just come in and we make sure somebody, the United Way, ensures that they're qualified, and then they come in and we help pack them up and they're good to go.
It's amazing that mobile unit comes into town because we get it over in Park Duck.
Yep.
And it's got to be 100 people standing in line.
Absolutely. And it's 100 people in line, but what people don't understand is that they're getting food not for that one person, probably for a family of 4 or more. So if you got 100 people, you're probably feeding 400 people or more.
Yeah, and that was Gemma Moran's idea.
Gemma is
a sweetheart.
She is an absolute. She's a wonderful woman. She is. She's a wonderful woman. We go down on the fourth Thursday over to the Gemma Moran Food Center to help get things ready for the next day, and that helps.
Is she there all the time?
No, she's not there a lot. She's a little bit older now, but during the campaign, she came in to vote. And I asked her if I could introduce her to my family because I had family here and family from North Carolina. And I got a chance to introduce her, and she is just such a humble woman for the amount of things that she has done for this county and for the region. It's tremendous.
You know that she was in charge of the union in Massachusetts?
Was she really?
Back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you a story about that. But she's just a dynamic woman. I mean,
she is. God. And she is just so humble. But you wouldn't know that she was responsible for so much and for feeding so many families.
Yes,
just from talking to her because she's so demure about it.
And then she got the United Way in on it.
Yes.
And now she feeds almost every town in the New London County.
Yep.
And that's why they got the mobile unit to go around to places that don't have places like park in the neighborhood set up and give out the food. Anyway, babe,
Right.
we got off a little track, but anyway, very happy for her. She's such a sweetheart. And let's see, now you mentioned you're married, and your wife's name is Joyce?
My wife's name is Joyce. We've been married for 26 and a half years.
Really? Good for you.
Yep. I'll probably get to stay in this program for a while.
So, and I mentioned the farmers market because my group, the Southeastern Connecticut Authors and Publishers, has a booth down there.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be there Monday, but the weather was just too much for me.
Oh my gosh, it was so hot and humid down there.
Yeah, I've got COPD, and I really can't go out there.
Yep, understand.
So, but I am supposed to be, because next week we've got a meeting, so the following Tuesday, I think I'm going to be down there.
Okay, then I look forward to seeing you down.
Yeah, because I did it a couple of times last year, and Cindy does a good job with it.
Yes, she does.
Now, the Mystic, Denison, I'm not trying to put a plug in for Denison, but they have a guy that cooks hot dogs and hamburgers. And
Well, we had food demonstrations on Tuesday, but the food demonstration for this Tuesday were smoothies. So they did smoothies. We're talking about the nutritional value of smoothies, show people how to do them, show them it's really not that hard to do, and really targeting the nutrition for kids and things like that.
Well, this guy, and I like the guy anyway, but he does hamburgers, bratwurst, hot dogs, and a couple of other things. But it's all his own meat
Oh, wow.
that's been butchered, and he serves it
So
out
he's
there.
made his own sausage and things like that.
The only reason I bring it up is a great idea for the vendors down there to have a hamburger. Somebody's, doing something
We'll
like
see if
that.
we can get somebody down there. I know we
Yeah.
had somebody last year that did something similar to that. So maybe because it was the first one, they didn't get there yet, but I'm sure they may bring somebody in.
Yeah, because hey, it's a few extra bucks for the farmer, and people are happy because they're getting some good food.
Sure.
Instead of a smoothie.
Exactly. We also had a band. We had a band there.
Oh, really?
Just a little string band.
Yeah.
Entertainment. So we have entertainment down there every Tuesday as well.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
nice.
it's down at Washington Park from 3 to 6.
Yep, every Tuesday
Yes, sir.
until October.
Yes, I think it is until October.
So go down there, and you're going to find all kinds of things. And fresh food. I mean, this stuff
Yes.
is picked that morning. And wait till the corn comes out. So what else we got going besides the...
Well, in
Farmers
addition
market.
to that, we have our Parks and Rec program. This is the summer season.
Okay.
So we have Parks and Rec program for the kids. That's at Washington Park and also at Westside Middle School. And one of the things that happens with that is we're part of the summer food service program, which is a USDA grant program that's administered by the Groton Public Schools. Ernie Koshmeter, who's in charge of that, administers that program for the city, but also for 17 other locations in New London County.
Wow.
So that's absolutely tremendous. It's like I said, it's funded by the USDA program, and it's free breakfast and lunch for children 18 and under.
That's great. There's so many things out there, and it doesn't cost the town a lot of money.
Right.
And so many, like Esker Point, they have those concerts. That's Groton, though.
Well, there's Esker Point's Groton, but if you look at the city of Groton, we have Rewind that's coming up this Friday. That's going to be at the Washington Park, and then we have the FM Blues band on Sunday at the Zabierski House. So we have concerts in the park on Fridays, and then on different Sundays we have the concert series over at the Zabierski House, which is at Eastern Point Beach.
Oh, okay.
So we have our own concert series as well.
That's nice. I didn't know about those. And that Washington Park is just such a beautiful park.
It is. We have ball fields there. We have tennis courts. We have recreational areas for the kids to just roam and play. And we have pavilions for people that want to have parties. They can rent the pavilions. And we have grills, outdoor grills, that you can bring charcoal and things like that and cook.
Now, when I was a kid, it was just a field.
I know. Well, a lot of things have changed. We're trying to provide things that the community wants.
Yeah.
And that the community needs. I mean, this is part of what we do with our Parks and Rec. It's part of a program to give back to the community, give back to the kids, give back to the families, and that's it's a good thing that the municipality does.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's tremendous, and obviously a lot of people go to it.
Right, they do.
Yeah.
Now, there's other things that we're doing, which we're looking at building some community gardens. I don't know that we're going to get to them this year because they're already in July, but we have some gardens outside the municipal building. We're also looking to work with Branford Manor to actually have some community gardens in Branford Manor that will benefit Branford Manor and the kids at Branford Manor. There's a lady that's working with us, and we may not get to it this year, but we're definitely going to have it for next year. So that'll be good.
That's a good
community
idea.
gardens.
Yeah.
And the community garden is going to be for the local residents, right?
Yeah.
It's not people just coming in and making it for just one person. It's to give back to the community, and that's
Now-
part of what we're looking at.
Will one person have a square to?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
Work.
We haven't fully worked through it. We have some plots that were used at one time, but now they're not being used. The town has a model that they use over at the social services that was originally put together by the Rotary. And then Noank has some gardens over there. I don't know how well they're used or not, but this would be good for our community in the city of Groton.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure out how we're going to work through that.
Oh, because I know the town of Stonington has where they're forgot. The high school in the back of the building there. They got a huge garden. There must be 25 little
Sure.
things, and people grow their own gardens.
Sure.
And sometimes they got too many things, so they just leave them on the side there, and
Yep.
people come along and pick it up.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's absolutely great. And we're not just doing the social programs. We're looking at facilities and infrastructure. We just had the not grand opening, but Cumberland Farms just got redone in the city of Groton. Brand new Cumberland Farms.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. They bought the adjacent land and changed the format. There's more gas pumps there, and the store is almost double in size.
Wow.
They are absolutely slammed. I mean, people are coming 24/7.
And where are they?
It's on Mitchell Street, where the old location
okay.
of Cumberland Farms used to be.
Yep.
It's not far from Five Corners.
Yeah.
There. So we just did Cumbies. We have a new place called Hummus House, which is down at near Pfizer at the Point, near the Avery Market rather. Norm's Diner has a new owner.
Yeah.
There's a brother-sister team that has reopened that. And I went down there for breakfast one day and also went down to have a hamburger. So the food's good, the prices are reasonable. But we're also working with different places in order to make things better in the city. For example, we're working with Groton Estates to replace the washers and dryers on the first floor. So they want to replace them. Our zoning guys and building guys, inspector guys, are working with them to help get the permits and applications through so we can meet that. Groton Townhouse Apartments on Lytton Avenue, they're going to replace 126 washer and dryer units.
Wow.
So that's going to help raise the clientele because when you have new washers and dryers, that helps, and you bring in new people.
Oh yeah.
We're also working with Related at Branford Manor to refurbish all those apartments at Branford, or apartments or townhouses at Branford Manor, to a cost of between $12 and $18 million.
Wow.
And what they're going to do is they're going to do 4 units a day. They're going to start them and they're going to finish them, and we're going to give them COs, certificates of occupancy. Try to do 4 a day. That's for let's see what it's for. I think it's for 121 days.
Oh my God.
So that is just, it's just a very aggressive schedule. We're also working with Electric Boat Shipyard on the erection of Building 83. It's almost done now. It's a new crew building in order to help with the new increased production of submarines. we're working with the owner for a new distillery on Bridge Street. We already have the Outer Light Brewing Company. We helped them in the beginning and also helped them with their expansion. Groton Utilities has authorization to renovate the water treatment plant, which is a $54 million project. So that's good. We're also working with the Naval Submarine Base on a $15 million project, which will construct, upgrade, modernize outdated, inefficient energy consuming systems and equipment throughout the base.
Wow.
And then on the beach, we've upgraded the outside of the Zabierski house. And after the beach season, we'll start working on the Tyler house to work on repairs that'll upgrade some of the things there. And so we're trying to make changes. We're facilitating changes in the city. We're also reaching out to all businesses, but small businesses. We want to bring small businesses in. We have revised our planning and zoning documents. We've streamlined the process. The process is also online on our website. And let's see. Lastly, we have a new plan of conservation and development that we will start. It's required to be revised every 10 years. So 2018 is when we're going to start revising the plan of conservation and development, which is an overall plan for the future for what the city's going to do in the different areas of the city.
Wow.
So one of the challenges we have, just like everybody else, is economic development. So we're going to be looking at economic development. What can we do to bring in businesses? What can we do to keep businesses and revitalize areas like Thames Street and Five Corners? So it's just, we're always working. We are.
You're busy.
We're looking, we are working. The staff, I have wonderful department heads and the rest of the staff in the city of Groton. I also have a wonderful council that I work with. A couple of the guys are brand new. The council members have worked hard with us, with me, to try to pass forward ordinances and things that are going to positively help the city. But we are moving forward and upward with the city. We're going to make the city as good as the city can possibly be. It's already great, but we're going to continue to improve the city because people in the city love the city and they understand what it is about the city that keeps them here.
Yeah.
It is a great place.
Again, growing up in the area, I remember when the city built that municipal building, and I thought, wow, that's gorgeous. And Groton City has always seemed to have money to build things and do things right.
Well, one of the things that does help us is that we do have the utility.
Yes.
The utility provides money directly to the city and also in-kind services to the city.
Yeah.
So that does help. But we're mostly dependent on taxpayers. That is not lost on me, and it's not lost on my council, and it's also not lost on my department heads. So we're trying to be as frugal as we possibly can. This year and last year, we actually lowered the taxes in the city when a lot of the other surrounding areas were raising taxes. And if we're able to do it again next year, I will ask the council to consider lowering taxes again next year. So.
And you got the water company.
And we have the water company. The water company is good. One of the challenges with the water company, we can't make money off of water. We can make money off of electricity, but there are challenges that we have there. We're geographically defined, and with new solar panels and things like that, we have to be. There's a challenge about revenue, but we're going to continue to grow.
And what a loss, Paul's TV.
I know.
Oh.
I am sad about that. Now, I think another business is moving into there.
Really?
But I don't remember. I don't remember who it is.
No.
But I did get a brief from my planner, and we're getting a site plan from them, and then they're going to move. Somebody else is going to move into there.
It's too bad because they've been so good for so long, but you can see it coming.
Well,
you don't fix TVs anymore; you throw them away.
Absolutely. And that's sad because they were a staple in the area. So that's another thing that we're always looking at is what can we do to help build businesses that are going to be here for the future.
Yeah.
And some of this is that the economy is changing. For example, we have a brewery and we're about to have a distillery. I don't know, maybe that's going to be popular for a little bit.
But they seem to be popping up everywhere.
They are. We have a lot of microbreweries, a lot of distilleries, things like that. and those are different clienteles, but they will actually bring people to the city.
Yeah.
And with the people coming to the city, then they'll also spend their money, and that's good for the local economy.
Yeah, because Velvet Mill over there in Staunton's got a brewery
Yes,
in it.
yes, it does.
Then you got a gas station in Mystic that's now a restaurant and serving wine and whatever.
Yep.
Things are changing.
Things are changing.
We got a couple more minutes, so
Okay.
anything else you want to add on?
No, I think I've covered pretty much everything because there were some notes that I had that I wanted to cover. But no, the city's doing some great things and we're moving upward and forward, like I said. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you.
That's right. When I told you, I said, I do this all the time, and I want you on here, and I want the people to see what's going on.
Sure.
Because they don't all read the newspaper.
No, you're right.
And that stuff's not in the newspaper.
Right. There's a lot of things that are happening that don't make the newspaper. Now, we're working with that, too. We're trying to get information out on Facebook. We're trying to get information out in the newspaper, and we're doing it and on our websites.
Yeah.
We're doing the very best that we can to get all the information
And
out
I
there.
think Facebook is probably better than the newspaper.
Sure. A lot of
because
good
everybody
stuff.
reads that every day.
People do read
Yeah.
Facebook. You're right.
And if it's not going to make the the newspaper money,
They're not going to run it.
they're not going to run it.
No.
God. But that's too bad. I appreciate you coming on, and I think everybody's enjoying it. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For
I hope
being
to
here.
see you again. Actually, I want to get you down to the city. I'll take you around and show you the city.
Okay.
We'll go down. We'll go around. I'll show you the places.
right.
Actually, and I'm sure I'll get to see you in a couple weeks when you're down at the farmers market.
Yes, you will.
So I look forward to that.
I got a couple of notes I want to add on that for previously aired shows, and this one will be on YouTube Monday night, I believe. You can tune into sec-tv.org and click on the YouTube button, search for books and things, and you'll see everything that's good that we've done in the show. Or you can go to Books and Things with Tom on YouTube, and all my shows will pop up. Pawtucket VFW will be serving with their fish fry on Friday, tomorrow night, the 14th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And they do the fish fry every second Friday of each month. On the 29th of July, they're going to be holding a lobster bash, 2 lobsters for a low price of $30, and it'll be cooked, and from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Congratulations to the New London Lions Club, Lion Annie Stockton is the new president, and I am now a past president. Thank you very much. And also, please check my Facebook page, Books and Things with Tom, for updates, and you'll be able to see this show will be on tonight at 9 o'clock on Comcast Channel 12 and TVC. Special thanks to Frank and Frank at SEC TV for helping me host this show. And by the way, we operate on donations, and I ask every week. I haven't seen too many checks floating in, but we do operate on donations. And if you like the show, if you like the idea of SEC TV, can afford a couple of bucks, we appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Email me at santostom@comcast.net. You should be reading, because that's what I really do, is sell books. And you should be reading, cuddle up with a good book, even though it's really air conditioner on. I'll see you next time. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.